your goal. Okay? Now, I remember that people used to say that was being snobbish. Well, I think it's being intelligent. Okay? That, you know, why should I take my good time and energy and be with somebody that is not about what I'm doing and does not want to go where I'm going? Because that means that they're not going the direction I'm going. If I'm going to be with them, then I got to go in their direction. Well, then what happens to my goals in my life? Am I supposed to blame them all of a sudden because I didn't stay focused and stay on my path? No, because I had a choice. So it's not smart. And finally, be honest with yourself, and the world will be honest with you. So I want to thank you so much, and I love you, and that's my office number up there. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. I was trying to tell you with a little water back there.
I told Dr. Pookrum we had a really good feeling about her. We knew that I knew that she had the knowledge that we could use. We're now going to have a 15-minute intermission. And if you would please fill out your cue cards and so we can come back for, not cue card, index card, give it to me or Alvin Blakes for the question and answers.
Thank you again. Yeah, a little bit, you know, I stopped taking that drug. I was getting all the other medicine and stuff.
Tabulo, the Intabulo tribe, have been studying them for over 17 years. And if they cut off a toe, they cut off an arm, they cut off a finger, etc., they spontaneously grow it back, just like a reptile. And it's very clear to me why they can do that, because they don't have a judgment about the fact that this can't be done. They don't know anything about that, because we need our toes, we need our hands and arms for survival. So if we have not paid attention and made a mistake, we just know how to go into posture, just like a reptile, and it grows back. And so, of course, these anthropologists have been looking at the blood and, you know, all this other stuff, trying to figure out what special gift or talent do they have. They don't have any special gift or talent except no attitude on the experience. Do you understand that? And that's why I want to work with these women that have had hysterectomies, because if I can get them to rescind and neutralize the attitude, which is chemistry, the cells will spontaneously then rebuild themselves as they know themselves to be. And there's no female body that knows itself without its uterus. Okay, can I?
Okay.
Okay. Does that answer that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay. All right, endometriosis, again, ignorance and the lack of information about hygiene. So now this is very amazing, but it's been known that when a woman does not conceive, and she is, okay, well, should I say this in this order? When a woman has allowed herself to ovulate, and then she does not conceive from that ovulation, the endometrial lining is shed. This is what creates a menstrual cycle. It is not natural for women to walk around bleeding for 40 and 50 years. Get that. That is the signature of an ignorant woman who does not know how to control her genitals. In enlightened societies, the women are taught right after the onset of menses how to use the breath the first 13 days of a 28-day cycle for a minimum of 20 minutes, and the ovulation process is arrested. Therefore, ovulation is not allowed to occur until the woman is clear that she wants to conceive. Therefore, she stops the breathing process, ovulation ensues within 60 to 90 days, and she conceives. She never spills her blood and wastes it on a sanitary pad. These women then are able to have children up until their 90s, because menopause is a deficiency. It is a depleted pituitary gland that has lost its nutrients because the owner has bled every month for 40 years. Now, endometriosis is also the result of ignorance, of not understanding that if the menstrual cycle is allowed to ensue, that her electromagnetic force is put in the most electrified position in a 28-day cycle. That is to say that instead of having a magnetic pull from the Earth's energies, she has an electrified force to push everything out of her at the time of her menstrual cycle. So what dissipates electricity? Water. And when a woman on her menstrual cycle submerges her body in water, she neutralizes the magnetic effect, and the downward flow of blood now becomes lateral, and it spills out through the tubes into the pelvis to seed a pelvis full of endometrial tissue that will actually cycle every month with her hormonal cycle. So women who intuitively knew this did not put their bodies in water at the time of their menstruation. They did not wash their hair. They did not submerge their feet because it reverses and nullifies the electrical pole of the body at that point in time. So women are never electrified until the onset of menses. That's why men talk about they act crazy and a whole bunch of other stuff. They don't want to be touched. Well, that's just like electrical current. Touch it and see what happens. Okay? But she is not to be like that. But that is because she does not know how to control the genitalia. So the genitalia is just like a pencil. This pencil can draw a beautiful painting. It can draw the entire blueprint for a city. It can also be used as a weapon to punch somebody's eyes out with. So is the pencil the issue, or is it the mind? So the genitalia are for many reasons. Not only for procreation, also for tissue regeneration, also for activation and enlightenment of the mind, and also for unification with the spirit. So when you buy a TV set, you take it out of the box and you open it and you plug it in, and whatever channel it was tested on when it was packed at the factory is the channel it plays on. But if that's not the channel you want to see at the moment, then what do? We get the manual and figure out how to change the channel. Is that correct? Well, that's how the genitalia are. When you are born, whatever channel they are programmed to is what they will actually reflect to you at the time of their maturity. But if you're not into reproduction at that time, then you have to learn how to change the function or change the channel. The same thing with men, is that every time you emit your semen, you lose in nutrients 1 pint of blood. So when I hear these men go around and talk about all these women that they have, you know, I recognize that I'm looking at walking death. Because if you can have emission of your semen 4, 5, 6 times a week, which is equivalent to 6 pints of blood, I know that you have no idea of what you need to eat and do to regenerate and replace that. So where is all that nutrient being drawn from? Your bones, your muscles, your brain. And so when I go into the hospitals and I pass these rooms with these men slobbering out the side of their mouth, having had massive strokes, etc., I knew what they did when they were younger. So that is why Wilt Chamberlain is not here at 63 years old when he was supposed to be here for thousands of years. So his 10,000 sexual escapades cost him. So again, our medicine and our science is hygiene that teaches all this. That it teaches you how to be able to use the breath. It teaches you how to be able to govern your body so that it complies with your life, so that you're not worn and burnt out by the time you really want to use it. But when you're a slave and you're just here basically to do your master's bidding, why would such knowledge be wasted on you? And so therefore it's not. But see, the greatness of you being a manifestation of God is that it doesn't matter what somebody else's designs are on you. It only matters of what your designs are on yourself. And so I have this knowledge because I wanted to know it.